Welcome back to the Daily Hunt, your morning kickstart for uncovering those potential multi-baggers. I'm Ethan, ready to dive deep into the market's fundamentals.
And I'm Brooke, here to keep us grounded with the KPIs and risk management. Always a pleasure, Ethan. So for today's market commentary, it looks like we've got a rather focused day ahead of us.
Yeah, it's a bit of a quiet one on the data front, isn't it? Just a few posts bubbling up, all centered around one very interesting and, shall we say, spirited candidate. This stock has certainly captured some attention, generating 25 new discussions just yesterday, though it was completely silent the day before that.
Spirited is one word for it, Ethan. I'd lean more towards highly speculative. From our AI-generated insights, it's pretty clear that while there's a lot of chatter, the underlying sentiment points to significant risk. We might not have a plethora of buy candidates today, but we certainly have a conversation starter.
All right, let's jump right into it then. Our sole focus for today is Oklo Inc., ticker symbol OKLO. Now, Brooke, I've seen some buzz around this one, some really optimistic talk about upcoming catalysts pushing it to $200, even $500. People are excited about nuclear energy, you know? The potential for innovation here is huge, and sometimes you have to look beyond today's numbers for that long-term growth.
I hear you on the exciting concept, Ethan, and nuclear energy is fascinating. But when I look at the KPIs for OKLO, the picture, well, it's a bit less glowing. Our analysis, which incorporates a lot of the community sentiment, actually flags this as overwhelmingly bearish, with a sentiment score of -7. The top comments, many with hundreds of upvotes, are pretty blunt. No revenue next year, no product, no revenue, only hopes.
Okay, granted, they don't have revenue yet, Brooke, but think about the market sometimes. It prices in future potential. We've seen pre-revenue companies absolutely soar on the promise of disruptive technology. Jim Cramer even called it a great concept. Plus, it's had an incredible run from a 52-week low of about $8 to nearly $145. That shows massive market interest.
And then, Ethan, it tumbled to $110, a significant drop from that high. That's the volatility I'm worried about. When we dig into the KPIs, the market capitalization is $16.3 billion. For a company with zero revenue, zero net profit margin, and an EPS of -0.38, that's incredibly high. We're looking at a price-to-book ratio of 23.4273. That means the market is valuing this company at over 23 times its book value, entirely on future speculation, not current assets. That's a red flag for risk management.
But the story, Brooke, dual push into reactors and recycling, that sounds innovative. And some users, they're bullish on early entry points. They believe in the future of nuclear.
And then the news hits that Goldman Sachs is cautioning investors, and a director sells a $6.7 million stake. That's insider selling, Ethan. That tends to fuel skepticism about execution risks and ambitious timelines, especially when you're talking about complex nuclear technology and regulatory hurdles. Our analysis shows a significant doubt that Oklo's deployment scale and timeline are credible. The overwhelming sentiment points to overvaluation and that the stock is hilariously inflated.
So you're saying despite the innovative concept and the speculative buzz, the numbers just don't add up for you right now?
Precisely. Based on the KPIs, the lack of revenue and profit, the astronomical PB ratio, the extreme volatility, and the recent insider selling, our AI-generated insights suggest a clear path here. This is a stay away. Without a tangible path to profitability or a more grounded valuation, the risks seem to far outweigh any potential rewards.
It's a high-stakes gamble on a very distant future. Well, you heard Brooke. On a day where our AI is flagging significant caution, our list for deeper analysis looks a little different.
Indeed, it's crucial to understand what kind of opportunity or risk you're looking at. Investigate as speculative gamble. Oklo Inc., OKLO.
And that wraps up another episode of The Daily Hunt. Just a friendly reminder, this podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only.
The content is generated by artificial intelligence and does not constitute financial advice. Listeners should always conduct their own research or consult a licensed financial advisor before making any investment decisions.
That's right. We are not responsible for any losses incurred. The market is a wild place, and knowledge is your best asset. Remember, the data we discuss can be outdated, so always do your own due diligence.
Thanks for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow with more market insights.
Until then, happy hunting!